Okay. What is this? Well, dear viewer, it's a tier list. What does it consist of? It consists of you getting your heart broken by every single Touhou character in existence. Isn't that a great idea for a tier list? I know. So, here are the rules. I forgot. Okay, hold on. So you are not John, all right? We already know how John Touhou operates. He's a good man. You are not John Touhou. You are nothing like John Touhou. You are just some guy who appeared in Gensokyo. You are cringe, and you immediately run up to your favorite character, and you gush to them, and you ask them on a date. Now, obviously, they don't know who you are, but with no impression given except for that you just did that, how would a character react? Now, there's a lot of different characters in Touhou, and there's a lot of different ways they can react. Some of them probably worse than others, but no matter what, you're going to be rejected, because obviously you are. Sorry. Maybe you should get to know them a little better before you jump the gun like that. Alright? If John is a handsome man, then you are John without the H. You are the John from Touhou Pocket Wars. That's what you are. So, chat, we're gonna begin. We're gonna make categories as we go. How would characters react? Feel free to put in your inputs, but let it be known that the answer will never, ever be, she says yes. So let's start with our main character, Reimu. So what would Reimu do? Okay, so you are John Everyman. You run up to Reimu. You go, I love you, Reimu. You are my favorite Touhou. Would you like to go on a date with me? What would she do? It's easy. It's actually quite easy. She would just... What? It's so simple. No reaction. Simply no reaction. Now, this is important. Now, of course, streamer has to explain himself. In a lot of Reimu's omakes, it explains that Reimu is indifferent to both humans and yokai alike. She's not the greatest socially. She does, yokai like her, and she's friends with Marisa, but she doesn't express much interest in others, be it human or yokai. So, if you were to run over to Reimu and tell her that you thought she was omega cool, she'd probably go, yeah, I know. But if you said something like that, she'd probably just be like, what? There would be no reaction. It would probably not sting that much, because you should have seen it coming. Now, before you say, but streamer, I had money. Well then, what are you talking about? What do you mean you have money? That's a whole different kind of proposition, and shame on you for considering it, okay? So, what is fine? What is fine? What is perfectly acceptable? The important thing here is that she wouldn't kill you, and she wouldn't hurt your pride too much. She would simply just wonder what the hell you're on about, and that's fine. Now, we have Marisa, the nicer, yellower version of Reimu. How would she react? So chat, we need to figure out how we're gonna rate this. Now obviously there's not really any ascension, but would it be higher if they're meaner, or would it be lower if they're meaner? Are we putting best responses high and worst responses low? Or are we gonna do the opposite? What do you think? What do you think? Lower? That doesn't answer my question, you dumb. That doesn't answer my question. Specify your answer. Specify your answer. I asked 2 questions. What are you doing? Higher for good assignments. Responses. Okay. Alright. In that case, I would put Marisa above Reimu right here in this tier. What's this tier? How do you spell polite? I don't remember how to spell politely. Okay. Politely turns you down. Okay. So, that looked formatted awfully. So, I believe that Marisa's a good kid. Alright? She doesn't have a mean bone in her body. Sure, she's a liar. Chronic liar. But she's a good kid. So if you did that, she would turn you down. Obviously. That's without saying. But she wouldn't be mean about it, you know? She would just, maybe she'd be a little bashful, but she would politely turn you down. You go, oh. You know, but that's okay, because that's fine. She'd laugh it off. Yeah, but that kind of fights at her politely, because I think she's mature enough that she understands what you're saying, right? But she wouldn't just, like, laugh in your face. Because she's still human, after all. She understands human emotions. That's an important distinction here. She's not like Reimu, where she's indifferent to everything. Marisa's good people. So, that's what I believe. She would turn you down politely, so it wouldn't hurt that much. 1-2 hurts just a little. Alright. And now we're on PC 98. So what do we know about Purple Reimu? Purple Reimu. I'm gonna give her a new tier. A new tier. How do I make a new tier? I don't remember. Add tier. Gets bashful and stutters, but still turns you down. Alright. So this is better, because this gets a better reaction. This is where Purple Reimu goes, okay? This is where Purple Reimu goes. So if you said that to Purple Reimu, she would probably blush and stutter, but obviously she still turned you down. So it's a little more effective, but only because it was a sneak attack. Stupid bastard. Yeah, you remember how Maida went? Remember that? That's a popular one. When Maida and Reimu met in stage 2, Reimu got bashful at the idea that Maida was hitting on her. But then Maida was like, I'm not hitting on you. So I believe the same thing would apply if you put John Everyman in here. Now, again, I know that John Everyman here is the strikeout king, but I'm not, you know, we're not playing the ugly bastard, okay? So we're not gonna assume that everybody looks at you and they think, holy Jesus, I need to get away from this creature. All right, you're a normal looking guy. All right, you're perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing inherently great about you at first impression, but you're not scaring people off with your looks or your smell. All right, so that's the important thing here. So you look fine, but you need more substance. All right. Now we're gonna do a tier here. This is a new tier. So chat, do you think that we for some of the PC 98 characters, obviously we have like no information on some of them. Should I make shit up, or should I just dump them in their own tier, labeled, I don't know, who are these characters? What do you think? Should we base it entirely what they look like, or should we just exclude them because there's no information on them? Own tier, make things up. Oh man, thank you, James, for the tier 3. Didn't you just tier 2 like 3 days ago, dude? What the fuck? Dump them, exclude own tier. All right, all right. We'll play fair. I do like the idea of trying to keep this as proper as possible, and actually like cite ideas of characters and interactions, personality traits, you know. Because, it's, you know, we're supposed to have fun, but we're also trying to, like, find a believable reaction. That's what I think. Okay, so, not enough info. So, pretty much every character from Touhou 1's going in here. We don't know anything about these. This is a giant eyeball monster. Mima does not go in there. Ellie, we just don't know. It's unfortunate, but that's how it has to be. We're being very serious. You can't argue these because... Have you ever gone to the Touhou Wiki and you looked at the character information on these characters? You get a sentence that says, there's not much known about these characters because there's no dialogue or anything to, like... There's nothing on them. You get a name and that's it. So, if you have a problem with any of these characters, then unfortunately you've mixed up your headcanon with reality, and you need to probably step away from the keyboard before you type something you're gonna regret. Okay. Alright, but Mima's a special exception here because she is not inherently highly responsive to prayers. She is a PC98, a great one. Alright, so Mima. Mima. Laughs and likely insults you. Easily Mima. I don't think Mima would kill you. Alright? She's kind of... I mean, it depends. Touhou 2 Mima, maybe she kills you if you're weird. But Touhou 5, by Touhou 5, Mima's kind of chilled out on the whole, like, world domination plot. So, you know, she's still a little scary, but if you did that, she'd probably just laugh at you and might say a mean word. But by mean can stretch from anything, like insulting you or just like calling you basic or like you have no magical ability, like nothing interesting about you to her. So, it hurts a bit. It hurts a bit, but at least you're not dead. She's not gonna kill you. I don't think she's gonna kill you. Alright, moving on to Touhou 2. Genji? Easily. He goes right up there with Purple Reimu. Because Genji is a gentleman. He's a gentleman, you know? The old heart, you get the old heart jump started, but he would still turn you down because you are cursed. You are cursed. He is a turtle. Genji's got a character. Genji talks to Reimu in Touhou 2. There's a little bit of his character. He's Reimu's helper. He's not indifferent to people or emotions. In fact, he's pretty much Reimu's caretaker, but then he stops having a speaking role after Touhou 2 and like entirely. I like to believe that he would react like that. He could also politely turn you down, but I like to believe because he's so old and he just has no experience with this at all, you would catch him off guard. He'd be like, what? Because he would assume... Okay, you ever see that comic? You ever see that comic about the Moria Shrine? It's Kaneko, Suwako, and Snai. So a human comes up to Kaneko and hands her a love letter. And Kaneko goes, oh, I see, okay. Is it for Suwako? Is it for Snai? And, like, she's trying to, like, direct him to either of those two to give the letter. But he doesn't leave. He's adamant. And he like, keeps holding it in front of her. And then she reacts and she's like, wait, it's for me? That's a nice comic because it is kind of accurate to how her character gets treated comparatively. She's not as popular as those two by quite a large margin. So... You know, there's the idea that she's, like, used to such things, but she's like, oh, okay, it's directed at one of those two. But then suddenly it's directed at her, and she's caught off guard completely. It's nice. I like that one. Alright, Rika. Rika's personality. There's very, very little information. There's more information than Touhou 1, but there's still very little information. I kind of chalk her up to being a regular girl. I mean, I know she's a mechanic, but she really is just kind of like a regular girl. I don't think she's inherently bad. I don't know why she attacked Reimu. I actually don't know why she attacked Reimu. I think I'll just play it safe and put her here. You know? I don't think she's mean-spirited. But she probably, like, she's not what tier, but she's not, like, bashful. It's really hard to say because there's very little to work with. Speaking of what tier, though, pretty easily going there. From what I can tell about Maida, I don't know if Maida's a villain, a bad guy, or whatever. I know she wanted Reimu's ability, then Reimu beat her and she disappeared literally forever. But she's not, she doesn't strike me as, like, a villain. And even if she did... like, strike me as... even if she was a villain, she's not the kind of villain who, like Mima, who laughs and insults people. Like, her motivations are purely her own, but she's not, like, super full of herself. She's more stoic. So she'd probably just react like Reimu would. Just What? Simple as that. I'm gonna put this Marisa up here with Purple Reimu. And the main reason for that is because I kind of consider Purple Reimu and Purple Marisa to effectively be younger versions of their Windows counterpart. They feel more Maiden-esque. You know what I mean? It's like they really feel like 90s anime girls. Surprise, shocker, right? PC 98 games, 90s anime. But you know what I mean? Like, there's something about those two specifically that makes them really feel like those fleety, fluffy, fua, whatever the fuck, anime girls of that era. But then, in the Windows era, Marisa and Reimu definitely came more into their respective roles and kind of didn't end up like that at all. Marisa's a good everyman character, and then Reimu is Reimu. Reimu's a very special case, I find. I wouldn't call her, like, super unique, mind you, but she's definitely not fua fluffy, you know? Alright, and this thing is, inanimate object. We're just gonna put you here, and we're gonna put you here. So, alright? This is what's going on. You can't, you will get no response. It does not react. No reaction. Alright. So now we get to this one. I got a new tier for you. For Ellen. Doesn't understand what you mean. Easy. So we're gonna put this tier here because maybe it's a little better. This is for the airheads. The idiots. So these two have enough semblance of understanding to understand, you know, what's going on. But Ellen strikes me as the kind who wouldn't even really fully understand what you're saying and just smile and nod. Or she would misinterpret what you mean by like. You know what I mean? A little head empty. A little bit. Just a little bit. So it's not inherently bad. In fact, maybe it's better that way. But, you know, it's still what it is. And now, Kotohime. I don't know. She's a weirdo. She's not gonna arrest you. Oh, she might actually. You know what? Yeah. Arrests you for harassment. Good tier. That's currently the lowest tier. There you go. She gets her own special tier. She might. I mean, if you're running around doing this to everybody, then maybe she'd pick up on it. Hot on the trail, man. Does it count as harassment? Again, I don't know. Alright. Kana. Kana? Kana. It's hard to tell with her. It's actually kind of hard to... You know what? I'm going to put her here. Because likely insults you doesn't mean guaranteed insults you. But she'd probably laugh at you. I don't know. It's hard to say. She doesn't strike me as particularly mean. She's like PC 98 Kogassi in a way. She's just trying to get a rise out of people. Or maybe you could... I don't... Maybe this is wrong. Hard to say. Hard to say. Fucking PC 98 is always like this, dude. PC 98 is always like this. Alright, Rikako. I'm gonna give a new tier for this. Bluntly turns you down, but isn't rude about it. So these are the kind of characters. We're gonna put this... I'm gonna put this here. So this is for the kind of characters that don't really beat around the bush, but they're not mean about it, you know? They tell you, they just straight up tell you no, but it's not like they're not gonna insult you about it. So character like Rikako, arguable where she goes, but she strikes me as, you know, mature. She probably wouldn't waste, well, I wouldn't say waste time, mind you. Waste time is probably not the right word. But she strikes me as very no nonsense. Very feel towards her goal. So if you did something like that, she'd probably just brush it off. But she would address it at its core instead of just beating around the bush. Alright. And now Chieri. Going to jail. Going to jail because she is 15 years old. Congratulations. You're getting arrested. Goodbye. Should I just make a tier for that? I guess I probably should, but there'd be 2 characters. Yeah, we're gonna make a go to jail. Worst one. Where's Sumireko? She's also going here. Please do not confess to a high schooler. Please don't do that. Big jail moment. Oh, big jail moment. Won't jail and doesn't understand share 99%. No, you dumb bunny. Doesn't understand is just Ellen. Ellen is cursed to forever be like this, but she's not necessarily a child. Also, characters like the fairies aren't necessarily children either. These 2 are human teenagers, and this Alice is intended to be a little girl. So those 3 are, you know. What about Kozuzu? I don't know how old Kozuzu is, but she can legally drink. Remember, chat, characters can drink. They're of legal age, because the rules to underage drinking are extremely strict. What if the person who confesses is a teenager? Then you should still go to jail, because what are you doing with these 3? What are you doing? We like older women here. Come on now. Anyway, what was I saying? No. Characters, every character in the series, like these 2 are PC98, so forget about them for a second, but every character in the series is capable of drinking sake, except Sumireko. Sumireko is canonically a high schooler. She can't drink any alcoholic beverage in Touhou. So yeah, that's that, plain and simple. And then we know that Chieri is also, well, she's not a high schooler because of the way their system works. She's Yumemi's assistant, but Yumemi's like 19, and Chieri is between 15 to 17, and then little Alice, who's based on, you know, the SMT Alice, it's the small Alice, you know, come on now. I don't think I need to explain myself too much here. But every other character can legally drink, so they are, even no matter how you want to slice it, you know, you can weird me all you want, but if they can drink, then they're okay to go. All right, this is how it is. So we're not gonna throw everybody in the go to jail tier because they're all small characters. There's not gonna be much of a list here. All right. If I just threw everybody who was small into the go to jail tier, there would not be much of a list. We're trying to have a fun, engaging conversation here, not trying to arrest 75% of the fan base. Come on now. Alright, going back. Yumemi. Yumemi strikes me as a little more jovial than Rikako. So I would put her here. I don't think, like, I feel like Rikako I can believe being a little more, you know, into her research. Yumemi is as well, but Yumemi has the dynamic with Chieri. They have a bit of a back and forth, so she's definitely, like, she's kind of more, she's definitely strict to a certain extent, but I don't think she has her head up her ass or anything like that. She's swell, so she would just politely turn you down. I don't think she'd be rude about it or blunt about it. She strikes me as a nice lady. And then we have the nuclear-powered robot. What? does not understand what you are saying. Wasn't programmed like that. Robots do not love. Robots cannot love. Well, John doesn't stand a chance. No, Yumemi is very smart. I mean, do you really think any character here you have a chance with? Really? Maybe this guy. Not even. He's shy. Alright, we have Orange. Orange is certainly a character, huh? I don't know. What does Orange do? She shows up and she gets attacked and she's like, please, why? Is it fair to put her in the IDK tier? Because I have the other, like, characters. But there's really nothing on her, huh? Her name is Orange. She is orange. The combination of two colors. That's her. It's not even called Orange in the game. We're gonna put her in... I don't know. I'm gonna put her here because she strikes me as a cheery lady. But really, there's not that much information. So, you know. Kurumi. Chat, is Kurumi full of herself? I actually don't know. See, from what I remember, she's just guarding the lake. But then in, like, Fantasy Maiden Wars, which is, you know, that's not canon, but she just, like, hangs out with Ellie all the time, and she likes eating cookies and shit. If she's full of herself, I'd put her here. She would insult you, because vampires, pride. Ellie? I don't know about Ellie. Ellie's a bit of a weird one. Ellie's a bit of a weird one. Because she's kind of always portrayed as a goober as well. I would put her up here based on that. I like the kind of contrast in characters you get where they're like kind of... The way they react is a little... You can catch them. You can't really see that. Once I get Lety out of there, I'll move it over a bit. That's fine. I'll put her there. Alright, PC98 Yuka. I don't think she'd kill you. I don't think she would kill you. Maybe. I think she might just find it funny. She might hurt your pride a little bit. She might call you small. But she's not gonna kill you. Now... Die. Now this is a good tier. Welcome to the sisters. Why did they do this? I don't know. Don't these two characters just strike you as the kind to kill you where you stand if you wrong them? Sounds, makes sense to me. No, streamer, no. Don't you know? Mugetsu would definitely... No, how do you know? You think she wouldn't kill you? Can you prove it? Can you prove it? Can you prove Gengetsu wouldn't kill you? Wasn't the whole reason they fight Reimu was because they were entertained by her? And then they fucking like blasted their stupid ass Danmaku all over. Not even Danmaku at that point. I don't remember. I never beat the extra stage in that game. It was bullshit. Hated it. Didn't like it. They made the whole of the dream world, man. They're insane. They're scary. They're very powerful. They're very powerful and scary. If you went up and did that, they might just crush you. I don't know. I don't think you'd get away with just, like, them laughing at you. I think they would actually just fucking Dr. Manhattan your ass. Just, pew, goodbye. Sarah. I tend to put all gatekeepers in a similar vein, where they're actually pretty nice. They're all pretty nice and sociable, and they get caught off guard easy, but when it comes to actually doing their job, they're quite serious about it. Yes, I just attributed everything that mailing is onto every other gatekeeper, but can you really blame me? It's a good archetype for them. That makes sense to me. That's all. Luis. Luis is on vacation. I don't know. Luis doesn't seem like a bad person. Luis always, like, I'm pretty sure she's just a random Makai citizen who happens to get in the way of the wrong crowd. But I've always kind of viewed her as upper class. Something about her feels like she's from higher society, but she's also a bit of an airhead. That's how I always kind of viewed her. So I like to believe that maybe she's used to this kind of thing. So she put through the whole song and dance. This picture of her makes her look scarier than she actually is. But she's kind of a gooby. So I just think she's kind of a gooby. Now this one's good. So Yuki goes up here. Yes, Yuki definitely goes up here. And Mai definitely... I don't know. I mean, maybe it's both? It's a little bit of both, isn't it? One leads to the other. That's how I feel right now. I'm gonna put her here. Die. I don't know. I think she would. I think she would. But I also do think that she would insult you. She would laugh and insult you, and then she would kill you. So, I don't want to make a whole new tier for both of that, though. You know what I mean? Yumeko? See, Yumeko wouldn't just kill you. Yumeko's not as free-spirited like Mai would be. But I think she genuinely wouldn't understand. Either she wouldn't understand what you're saying, or she probably has some semblance of understanding. She would be rude about it for sure, though. She would be rude about it. I think I'd put her in the what tier. Because she definitely understands what you mean. But she's just flabbergasted. And then we have Shinky. Shinky... We're gonna put Mom here. We're gonna put Mom here. She's trained in this, you know? She's dealt with it all her life. Surely. She's not, you know, she's not malevolent. She's not mean. She's not evil. But you're not gonna catch her off guard. She's just gonna say... She's just gonna smile and nod and then turn you away. And then there you go. Your heart has been crushed. Sorry. I didn't make the rules. Alright. And now we're on the Windows characters. So... Ruma. Die. Okay, maybe not die. But, here's the thing about Rumia. This is actually pretty important information. Rumia has a bit of a reputation in the fandom for being a bit of a goober. A dum-dum. A silly bean. But, through her article in Alternative Facts... She's not really dumb. I mean, she's a bit dumb. She does coat herself in darkness and blinds herself and then crashes into trees. But she's got a bit of an attitude. Like, she's not, like, gooby levels of dumb that we've all come to know her as. But she is a dummy, for sure. I think she would probably bite your finger. Maybe take one or two of them with her. I don't think she's not smart enough to understand what you're saying, but I do think her reaction would be just to probably try and eat you, because that's her whole gimmick. That's her whole shtick. She eat people. And it's not like John prepared meat. Even though John knows all these Touhou characters, he made absolutely no preparations in his interaction with them, because he's a fucking poser. He's not the real John. Alright? Die? Easy. Die goes here. Why? Because I said so. This is another character that has no actual canon personality. So I am 100% imposing my own beliefs onto you, chat. And she's going here. Chirno's going here. Chirno is going here. Sometimes the word love and like don't fully register to some people. That's all it is. Mailing, going here. Mailing goes here, politely turns you down. I don't think she would get bashful because Mailing is a strong lady. But she would politely turn you down. Just be careful, you know. My heart is fragile. Kwakama. Once again, I am imposing. Now, she might not insult you, but I think she would probably laugh at you. If only because I think it's funny. Now, you could argue that her personality is a lot more chilled out, but according to Zun, her personality is similar to that of Diose's. Streamer, why are you pulling Zun's Zun's opinion on these characters for one character and not the other? Because, chat member, this is my tier list and I get to make the rules, so shut the hell up. So, sometimes Kwakama is portrayed as, you know, not much of a devil at all. And other times she's portrayed as a bit of a prankster. Or, you know, a dirty demon. But I think she would laugh at you. I'm choosing to believe she would laugh at you because I want her to laugh at you. Fuck you. But if you were to say, oh, she's house trained, she would politely turn you down, then I would also agree. But I want her to laugh at you because it makes her more interesting to me. Patchy, die. Okay. No, I don't think it would be die. Not die. Barely a reaction. Or no reaction at all. I'm gonna put this right here. Patchy would not react at all. She wouldn't just kill you. She wouldn't just kill you. It's not gonna happen. She's not gonna go, what? Because you're not gonna catch her off guard with it. She's just literally going to take your words in and just not give a fuck. That's what she does. That's how she would do. And following suit right there, Sakuya, easily. Sakuya's not gonna give any reaction in the slightest. Not even remotely. Just, it's not gonna register to her. It's not like these ones. It's not like these ones. Just not even gonna acknowledge it. No, not okay. Because no reaction. Okay is acknowledgement. This tier is specifically for basically no reaction. I could picture it. Saying, I love you, Patchy, and she just turns the page on her book and sips her tea. And she's not even, like, pretending that she heard that. She's just continuing reading her book and sipping her tea. And you're like, did you hear me? And she goes, I heard you just fine. And that's it. You have been acknowledged as nothing more than the air in her general area. And that hurts. God, that hurts. Ouch. My heart. Alright, Remy. Easy. Easy. See, despite Remy's, you know, charisma streak, or lack thereof, I suppose, Remelia is the kind that as soon as you show weakness or submissiveness to her, she'll take advantage of it. She'll bite onto that shit. So she would probably laugh and insult you. Thinking that you are good enough for her. You're not gonna catch her at any of this shit. Nuh-uh. Nope. Maybe in your fandom head dreams you'll get her with that. But for a first time meeting, she might not insult you. She might just laugh. And then she might come to like you. Remember, likely insult doesn't mean guaranteed insult. So that's all. Flandre? Oh boy, I love Flandre. Die. Okay. Maybe not die. Maybe not die, but maybe die. Now, here's what we know about Flandre. I'm not making a ball crushed here. No. There's no confirmation that your balls get crushed. No. Listen. Flandre has had her personality thrown through all different kinds of mills for years. Literally years. We had different interpretations. We had the violent psychopath. We had the doesn't know any better, the Goobu. You know, we have all different kinds of personalities. And everybody has their favorite interpretation of Flandre. And then Flandre came back into canon. And her CDS version is scary, actually. I think she's kind of scary. Her CDS version, she's a battle nut. She likes fighting a lot. She's quite violent. And also, her whole fiasco with the basement is 100% of her own volition. Some big reveals for the character that some of them just really go against a lot of the fandom that was popular with the character for years upon years, even decades. So it was very brave of Zun to bring this character out of retirement and just like, this is what the character is now. Now, obviously, when you have that much deep-rooted fandom, there's a lot of people that will see the canon, not like the canon, and pretend the canon doesn't exist. And, well, that's fine. To an extent. But you can't really, you know, if somebody's like, I like the canon Flandre, what are you going to do, complain about it? You're going to be like, no, that Flandre's bad. I like my Flandre better. Well, guess what? I like the Goobu Flandre more as well. I like Goobu Flandre the most. That's my favorite Flandre. But I'm not going to pretend that CDS Flandre doesn't exist. That's just foolish. Just like Rumia. All of Rumia's personalities are basically 100% fan and provided, except the one time where she was sassy to Aya. But I don't even consider her sassy. I think of her as a Goobu. 100% through and through. Biggest idiot in the West. But that's fine. Just pretend the things you don't like don't exist. That's all. So no, I don't think she'd kill you. If anything, she would be here. And then kill you. Maybe. Possibly. You never know. She's not too different from her sister, I don't think. I think the difference between her and Remy, at its core, for, like, canon, is just that Flandre never really settled down, I suppose. Remy had to settle in and, like, learn her place, I suppose, like how the rules are, where she is in the pecking order, and she also has to maintain appearances since she's like, you know, she's the group's leader. Flandre's not that. She just likes hitting people, and that's fine. You go out there, smack people the fuck up. She doesn't really understand or care for the rules of engagement. She just wants to engage in fisticuffs. All right, there you go. That's EOSD. Now we're going on to Lety. To be honest, I don't really know what Lety's personality is. Lety always strikes me as a motherly type, and I think a lot of people share that sentiment from fanworks because of the way she is. But honestly, I think she's kind of got she feels like she's got an ego. Just a little bit of an ego. But also, I like when fandom portrays her as a tired babysitter. So she has to look after Chirno and her friends, but she's clearly, like, exhausted beyond belief. She's like a mom running on 3 hours of sleep and all the caffeine in the world. And she's got one rambunctious kid with a lot of friends, and they all get up into shit. And she's always the host. Always the host of the playdate. And she just wants a fucking nap. But every time she goes into the other room to take a nap, Chirno, like, knocks on the door and comes in and goes, Mom? And then right there, every time, the way she says it, she has a very specific way that she says it, and Lety immediately knows that somebody did something, somebody in that room is crying, something's broken, and all hell is gonna break loose. So she's gonna get up from her power nap, come out there, and figure out what's going on, solve the issue on this 5 minutes of sleep at best. She is cranky beyond belief, but she's not gonna take it out on the kids. She's not gonna take it out on them. She's just gonna fix the issue as quickly as possible, and then she's gonna go back to her power nap. And then 10 minutes later, it'll be okay. They're not gonna, they're not gonna do anything again. It's not like they mean to do it, alright? It's not like they mean to get into shit. They're just shit disturbers by nature. But Lety's not gonna take it out on them, because Lety's a good person. but she's definitely cranky. And she wants to go to bed. Let her go to bed. Mom, I threw up. What do you mean you threw up, Cheerdo? What does that even mean? You walk outside, there's literally a puddle. It's just a puddle. Like, it's not, it's just water. She just spit ice and it melted all over the floor. Everybody's just looking at it. They're like, what? And Letty's just like, just get the paper towel. Just everybody goes and they get the paper towel. Like, Cheerdo comes back out. She's got the whole roll and she's like, watch this. And she just throws the whole fucking roll. Doesn't unravel it. Just throws the whole roll into the puddle. Soaks the whole thing through. And now all the paper towels are ruined and they have not made any progress into cleaning the mess. And you know, Lety is just going, all right. Dai, get the other roll. Immediately delegating the task to the smarter friend. Dai is that's the one you get right there. That Dai is the friend that that gets called upon for all the work. There you go. So how do you handle this burnt out single mother of 5? I don't know. Okay. All right, enough. I'm gonna put her here. Because, like I said, she always strikes me as being a little sleep deprived. So, I like to believe that she gets to the core of the issue and deals with it right then and there so she can get back to sleep. Her ultimate goal in life is to go to fuck to bed. Because winter only lasts for 2 months. Or 3 if you're lucky. Or forever if you live in Nova Scotia. God damn. So every day is just tired. Every day she is just tired. Chen. A cat is fine too. All right. This is better than going to jail. This is good. Yeah, that's good. All right. Chen. Oren. Where's Michael? There you go. What kind of tier is that? It's the cat tier. It's the tier with the cat. Okay. No, I'll be serious. I'll be serious. Put him back. Put him back. Put him back. Remove this tier. Oh shit. Hold on. I might kill Chen if I do that. Alright, now I can remove it. Alright. Chen. I don't know. Chen doesn't particularly strike me as rude. She strikes me as a cat. Rambunctious. Maybe a bit inexperienced. But not really, because she's trustworthy enough, but she's not really super dependable. Ron doesn't depend on her as much. She's unreliable, according to Ron, according to Aku, anyway. It's cool, there's hearsay. According to Aku, Ron finds her to be unreliable. So information on Chen from Ron comes from Aku's book, which, as you know, Aku's book is a little dubious in directly canon information. So, yeah, that's all. That's all. She didn't really mature in CDS. She just got taller. Her appearance in the role is just when she does, you know, she nyanyas with Oren because they're buddies. And she's also a corpse collector, so she's a bit of a weirdo. I'm gonna leave her and doesn't understand what you mean. I'm gonna put her there. That's all. It's arguable, but I think I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna play it a little safe. That's all. Let's just play a little safe. Okay? Alright, scroll back up. What do we got next? Alice. Right here. I wanted to make a tier that says yes to the streamer and none of you. Fuck you. No, Alice is not mean. She's only perceived as aloof. But if, you know, the people that visit her house, like the fairies, she's quite nice. She's a nice person. But people are creeped out by her house, and she doesn't really try to make conversation with a lot of people, but she's very, like, you know, if you're lost in the woods, she'll offer you shelter. But she does stick to her own devices, but she's not inherently like an introvert, I don't think. Like when the fairies show up, she invites them in. They have tea and cookies, and bada bing, bada boom. So I don't think she's one necessarily for small talk, but as a result of that, she would also be the, you know, she would just get to the core of the issue right away. What is this, Yokai Road? So quiet. Blue Sea of 53 minute. It's pretty good. Turn this up. I like this one. It's like the main song I know from Retrospective. Retrospective is a boring story. Sorry. It's 53 minutes on a train and it's boring. Alright. Lily White. Jail. No. When you go to Lily and you go, I love you, she'll go, I love spring too, and then fly away. There you go. That's it. Just doesn't understand what you mean. You don't even have time to explain yourself. She's in and out instantly. Oh, the Prism Rivers. Now this one's interesting. So, what do we know about the Prism Rivers? Lyrica's more of a mediator between the two. Her personality is more mild, more middle of the pack. That kind of deal. Where would you put a character like that? I would put her here. I would put her here. Lunasa? Probably put her here. Could also maybe no reaction. I don't know. I don't know. Now Lunasa isn't mean. Her persona is that of gloomy. That doesn't mean she's mean. I think she'd just be caught off guard. And then Merlin. Not die. I think Merlin would laugh. Maybe not insult you. Maybe not insult you, but Merlin would laugh. See, because she's very excitable. She would probably have a laugh at it. Lunasa wouldn't really be able to register the what you said immediately. She kind of be caught on pause. Why did they switch? The fuck? Whatever. And then Lyrica, who's more middle of the pack. Lyrica really just strikes me as a regular person. You know what I mean? She just kind of strikes me as a regular person. There's nothing really stand out about her. Even in her music. Her music just cancels out the negative aspects of her sisters. So when you listen to her play, it's like, oh, it's still good, but she doesn't have special abilities like those two. Kind of a shame. Yomu. I want to believe this is Yomu. I'm choosing to believe this is Yomu because I like the idea of Yomu's character being one who tries to appear serious. But whenever you catch her off guard, when you catch her off guard with things she's never experienced, she really reacts to it. So, because of her inexperience, that has never happened to her before. She would probably give you quite the initial reaction. It's pretty good. Yiko? No, I don't think that's true, actually. I don't think that's true. I don't know. Yiko's a hard one to read. I honestly believe she would just be in the polite the polite group, because that's just like, well, if she's not interested, she'll just, you know, give you formalities. Yuyuko's a weird one. I don't think she'd laugh. I mean, maybe she'd laugh. Actually, you know what? She'd probably laugh because she'd be like, "You love a ghost." Yeah, she'd call you silly, but she wouldn't insult you. But she would laugh. But also, I could believe her just, you know, just turning you down like this. It's believable. Again, she's a weird one. All right, Ron. Barely a reaction at all. Easily. Ron is a very stoic character. Now, there's a bit of a difference between barely a reaction. Why did all the tiers, like, shift? You notice that? Every character, like, shifted positions. How did that happen? Did I click a button? Why is everybody out of order? Whatever. Whatever, I'm not gonna fix it. I don't care. What was I talking about? Right. So, barely a reaction is a little different from bluntly turns you down. Because bluntly turning someone down is... It's not really a reaction, but it's still addressing the issue. You know? It's still addressing it. So they're addressing the whole confession. Barely a reaction means they're not even giving you the time of day after saying it. They don't even, like, it barely registers. They don't care. They're not even gonna humor you with a response, and that hurts more. That hurts more than if they said no. They just don't even. They pretend you didn't even say anything. Ouch. Actually, now that I think about it, going to jail is probably a little worse than barely a reaction. However, dying is definitely worse than going to jail. Good. Yukari. She's a bit of a cryptid like Yuyuko. I'm gonna put her at laughs. I'm starting to think I should separate laughs and insults, you know? Maybe... laughs at you. We're gonna put this here. Who goes in the laughs at you tier? You two. You three. There you go. So we have laughs and likely insults you. So every character still in the insult you tier? Yes. Yes. There you go. Wriggle Nightbug. Wriggle. You know what? I'm gonna put her here. Here's my reason. Let me explain my reason. I'm putting her here because the whole archetype, like the whole character of Wriggle, is that she wants humans to respect bugs. That's her whole thing. So if a human suddenly ran up to her and was like, "I love Wriggle," she would probably, you know, you'd probably catch her off guard with that. She would probably catch her off guard with, like, because her whole shtick is she wants people to like bugs. So if a guy runs up to her and goes, "I love bug," then she'd be like, "What?" But, like, you know, she wouldn't be mean about it. I think you would be able to catch her off guard based on how she operates. Mystia. Now, Mystia is an interesting one because Mystia is a character who kind of balances between professionalism and what's the word here? Silly goofer. That's a good word. So, like, Misty is a character who is represented with, like, Team 9, where she's a bit of a gooby. But then she also runs an izakaya, where she's definitely, like, professional. But then Misty's izakaya exists, where she's both a professional and a gooby. So it's like, where do you go from there? Where do you go from there? How does a Gooby with a business run? How would she be? She's definitely not down here. She's not down here. She's one of these two. But here's the thing, chat. If she's, like, let's say, for example, she's 50% Gooby and 50% professional. So that would put her in the middle. So if she was 60-40, it would go one way. If she was more Gooby than professional, she goes here. If she's more professional than Gooby, she goes here. So that's the question. That's the question. Is she sillier? Or is she professional? That's the question. What is she like in canon? She's a con artist in canon. She runs her stall. She's got smiles on her face. I'm gonna put her here. I think I'm gonna put her here. I like to believe that even though Misty, you know, she runs her business, she can do what she can do, but she's always got that element of childishness to her that makes her endearing, you know? So it makes her fun. Kate is a pretty easy one. Kate is a very easy one because this is definitely something that she's had to do many times in her life. If you really think about it. Very easy. However, if she was horned, you might die. Maybe. But she would not react. Tay? Oh, Tay is great. Now, this is the best part about Tay, because here's how it goes. First she laughs and insults you, then you get arrested for harassment, and then you go to jail. That's Tay in 5 steps. And then you die? No, she's not gonna kill you. I think she'd be the type to barely, like, no, she wouldn't. Barely a reaction means not even laughing, but Tay would definitely laugh at your ass. She would definitely insult you. And then you'd sent to jail. Go to jail. But she kind of has a couple categories she can fit into, but you know for sure that this is where she is. You're getting insulted. You are 100% getting insulted. Now, just looking real quick. Raisin. Now, Raisin's a fun one. Raisin's a fun one. So, Raisin's a character... Raisin's a character who... She kind of holds herself in a high regard. But she's not quite like Yomu in the sense of, like, you can't really throw her off the same due to her inexperience. It's hard to say. I want to believe, based on how she, like, I'm going to put her here. And the reason I put her here, chat, is because, similar to Kane, she's active in the human village a lot. She's probably, you know, it's always possible she's dealt with these types of things before and she's learned just how to deal with them quickly and efficiently. So I don't think you're going to catch her off guard. So, like, similar to Kane. Remember, the scenario we have implemented here is the idea that you are John Everyman and you have just run up to your favorite Touhou character and confessed. You don't know them, they don't know you. You are out of the blue hitting them at a left field. And we're trying to gauge the reaction they have based on that. And so far, I think we're doing a pretty good job. Eren. Eren's a weird one. I think Eren's a weird one because I can see her in 2 different tiers here. I could see her in the tier of bluntly turning you down. It isn't rude about it because she does try to maintain a good relationship with humans. Because, you know, they kind of allow them to even, like, do anything against Sokyo. But I could also see her in what? As in, like, what? Like, just confused as to why you would do that. No, she wouldn't insult you. A and Tay cares about their image. A lot. Because A and Tay is neither human nor yokai. They're outsiders to both groups. So if they did not like properly engage in relations, they would be alienated despite wanting to be, you know, they want to communicate with the outside of Ayante. That's why it's so important for them. That's why they sell medicine in the human village and Eren does like checkups for free. She's integrated herself into human society and she's become like, they've become part of society. But so like ripping them off or like doing anything negative towards them, the humans would just alienate them. And obviously the yokai aren't gonna, you know, they're not yokai either, so they can't just fall back to yokai. They're kind of like in the middle of the scale, because the power balance is humans and yokai, but then the Lunarians here are just kind of in the middle, and they need to curry favor for both sides. Otherwise, they get shunned, and then it's back to what they were before, just locked in their little room together, all alone. She says something under her breath in Lunarianese. No, and look, I'm the first guy in line on the shit on Eren club, but Eren's not mean like that. Sure, she's full of herself. She's so fucking full of herself, but she's also very smart, and she also understands that she wouldn't want to do anything to jeopardize her standing with anyone because it would affect Kaguya, and she doesn't do anything that would negatively impact Kaguya. So Eren is very smart, and she would never, even if you don't understand it, I would listen, if somebody started talking to me and then I heard them mutter something in a language I didn't understand under their breath, I am immediately assuming they slurred. Alright? I'm just gonna assume they called me a slur. And it's like, goddamn. Because what, you think they're gonna say something nice? It's like, oh yeah, pleasure talking to you. And then they say, you know, she speaks Lunarian. You think in Lunarian she's gonna go, God, he's so cool. You think that's what she's gonna say? No, she's gonna drop a hard bomb. she's gonna drop the hard one. The hard letter. And you're gonna be like, what was that? And she's like, oh, you know, just a little moon speak means good talk. So why'd you mutter it to yourself? Oh, you know, it's just psyching myself up, you know, stuff like, you know. Fucking puto. What? What's that mean? Oh, it means great dude. It means great dude. All right, I'm gonna put her here, because like I said, she would never do anything. She would never do anything to offset her relationship with humans, even if she doesn't fully like, she doesn't know you. She doesn't know if you're part of the human village or not. If she knew that you were just some fucking whoever, she'd probably crush your balls. Okay, no, she wouldn't do that. But, I mean, if you live in Gensokyo, you could probably get a checkup at Eren's clinic, you know? Just saying. You know all the people that work there. You got a 1 in 4 shot. And with that, streamer has to pee. I'll be right back. See you in a moment. I'm gonna go get my balls checked. Ancient song persists of rule. The song goes like this. Can I put my balls in your jaw? Can I put my balls in your jaws? Can I put my balls in your jaws? Can I put my balls in your jaws? Alright. We're back. Where did we leave off? We left off at Eren. Okay, now Kaguya. Easy. Laughs at you. Kaguya might, you know, she might slip something a little mean. Maybe a little mean in there, but not like mean-spirited. But she'd probably laugh at you. Because she'd think you're entertaining for, say, you know, she'd call you a funny little man. And that, honestly, that hurts more. That's the kind of, like, that's not really an insult, but it is kind of an insult, you know? Call me a funny little man. I ain't funny. Fuck think I am. Now, Moko's easy. Moko's going right here. Because you know how Moko is. Moko is not one for conversation. And if you showed any sign that you would be coming back a lot, she would immediately dismantle that. No. Go away. That's not happening. Leave. It's so easy. It's too easy. Now, everybody's fantasy is that they get here and they don't get turned down. That's all your fantasies. But unfortunately for you, this fantasy is hard-rooted in reality. And in reality, you don't get the girl. Aight? Wrong. Yeah, sure, why not? Elite! Elite! Speak for yourself? I am, because you are all my alternate accounts, idiot. Or did you just magically forget that you are me and I am you? But more so, you are me. Alright, we're moving on to Touhou 9. Aya. Ha ha ha. See, I think Aya would go here. Not necessarily in the same vein as Patchy and Sakuya and Ron, but more so like she wouldn't even really acknowledge what you said. She would just move on with the conversation. Like she wouldn't even give it the time of day. But not like in the sense where she just pretends you didn't say it, but more so in the sense that she would just, you know, move on with it. She's very chatty, obviously, but she wouldn't dwell on the subject at all. You'd just be like, oh. And that's how you know. So there's no interest there. Simply no interest. And now we have medicine. Die. Now this one's pretty obvious. Or maybe it's not. Now, Medicine's a character we like to talk about all the time. Medicine is a character who doesn't like humans and wants to, you know, liberate dolls. But at the end of Touhou 9, she was kind of getting a little better. Maybe she doesn't want to just kill anybody, everybody. But maybe she does. Who knows? Not like she'll never use the character ever again. So Medicine is this fun character. We get to play the game of, is she kill me or does she not kill me? And no matter what part I choose, I get comments on the other party. Okay, Medicine's gonna kill me. Streamer Medicine wouldn't kill you if you just asked her. Okay, Medicine wouldn't kill me. Streamer Medicine would probably kill you if you... I don't win. I don't fucking win. Medicine belongs to an inanimate object. Blood, she's living and breathing. She is alive. This is a missile and this is a tank. Those are not moving or breathing. You fool. That's you. This is your theme. Theme of idiot. Susan, shrivel his balls. Oh no, that's the wrong... Remember, she can do any kind of poison. She's all kinds of poison. Either you die, or she doesn't understand what you mean. But I think she would understand what you mean, maybe. Depends on how she was treated as a doll. But I think it's funnier to put her in here because look at all these dangerous blonde girls. And then there's Mai. She's dangerous, but she's not blonde. Oh, Yuka. Yeah. To be fair, though, I don't think Yuka's insult would be that, you know, bad, especially compared to her previous form. No, Yuka gets a bad reputation as a sadist, but she doesn't pick on weak people. She doesn't pick on the weak. Or I guess maybe not so much the weak, but more so the uninteresting. And you, John Everyman, are the farthest thing from interesting on the planet. Now, the only way you fuck this up is if you do something to her flowers. But you're not touching her flowers. Her flowers have no sway in this. So if she'd just laugh at you, and then she'd probably say something slightly demeaning, but, you know, it's not the worst thing that could happen. I bet so many of you thought that some of these older characters were gonna just kill you on the spot for saying something, but you gotta understand, these older characters, they're a lot more, like, sophisticated, and they just talk down to you. Now, if you try to throw a haymaker because you got rejected, then yes, you're going to the die tier. But I think every character pretty much sends you to the die tier if you try and get violent after a rejection. But you wouldn't, because you're John Everyman, not John Loser. Come on now. Come on now. Komachi. I love Komachi. She loves conversation. She's very sociable. She also has a bit of a dark sense of humor. So, you wouldn't be able to catch her off guard. You wouldn't catch her off guard, but she's very sociable, so she wouldn't be super, like, blunt about it. She obviously understands what you mean. She's not gonna have a blank reaction. She might laugh at you. She might find it funny that you're interested in a god of death, but I think for the most part, it's probably just here after, like, a snicker. The laugh here kind of just indicates, like, I don't know. Like, their laugh has weight. Like, she would LOL at you, but then like these three would, like, kind of hee a little bit, or go you know, put their sleeve up to their mouth and go But then Komachi wouldn't really do that. Same with Marisa, right? Marisa would probably give a hearty laugh, maybe. Depends on the situation. But I think it's a given that these four chuckle fucks, or these three chuckle fucks here, do not respect you as a man. So they just give you a little giggle. And then Aiki. Now this is great, because now I actually have a reason for this tier again. But streamer, if you confess to Aiki, she'll blush you. She will. I swear. I read it in my dojin. Shut up. You're going to jail. Danzai. Fuck off. None of you are free from sin. None of you. I'm gonna move the thing over a little bit now. Oh, cool. Grab the wrong thing. Just gonna move it over here a bit now so you can see everything on the side like that. Doesn't matter that much, but it's fine. Alright. Aiki, I don't know, if Aiki reprimanded me for all of my shortcomings, man, that would hurt to hear. But some people have a lot worse than I do. God, man. I mean, I'm not gonna say I wouldn't get a fucking earful. That's for sure. But there are definitely some people who would probably be, you know, their legs would fall asleep. They've been fucking squatting there so long getting an earful. God damn. Alright, next up. Mountain of Faith. The Sisters. So, here's how we're gonna do this. Let me explain my reasoning. So, as you know, Shizuha is not as widely loved as her sister. Her sister participates with humans all the time, harvesting and all different kinds of things. So, Minariko is more vised with interaction, whereas her sister is used to her... Shizuha is used to her sister getting most of the attention. So if you were to go up to her and say you liked her, you'd probably catch her off guard. But I don't think you'd be able to catch Minariko off guard because she's so much more accustomed to people in general. That's my idea there. You remember what I said about the Kaneko comic? Similar vein like that. Alright, Hina. Die. No, Hina wouldn't kill you. Hina's good. Hina's a nice person. Hina is actually very nice. I think she would do this, though. And there's a reason for that. So, Hina would be the type to politely turn you down, for sure. But I think, due to the nature of you asking her, she'd probably assume that if she didn't make it clear, then you would keep coming back and you would suffer more misfortune, because that's what happens when you go near Hina. You take the misfortune that swirls around her body. So, because she's such a good person, she wouldn't want you to do that. So she very clearly gets across that, no, it's not happening. Beat it. But, you know, she's not rude about it. So she wouldn't politely turn you down, but she would turn you down with no hope, just so you wouldn't, you know, subject yourself to more misfortune trying. It's kind of sad, actually. Man, that sounds like a fun Dojin. Just a motherfucker who wouldn't give up. Went through hell and high water. All the misfortune in the world, just so he could hold Hina's hand. That could be you. Think that exists already? You would know, wouldn't you? Fucking Hina fans. Just know every single piece of Hina literature in the world. Nitori. Okay, Nitori is a funny one because pre-fighting games, Nitori definitely goes up here. Post-fighting games? Post-fighting games? She's got an attitude. No, I don't think she'd laugh at you. She'd understand what you mean. Bluntly turns you down? I don't think so. Honestly, I would put her in the top tier based on Mountain of Faith. But because of her attitude in later, like, fighting games, I can't... I don't know, I feel like you wouldn't be able to catch her with that. But, like, they're supposed to be friendly with humans. But the thing is, the only humans we see the Kappa interacting with, or I guess Nitori in this case, are Reimu and Marisa. Now, originally when Reimu and Marisa interacted with her, it was the first time meeting, human, sworn friend, all that, right? But the majority of characters that Nitori interacts with in the fighting games are yokai of some kind. Or they're not humans, basically. But Reimu and Marisa are two humans that are special. Those are special humans. They're not really regular humans. So it's kind of hard to tell how Nitori acts with regular humans. It's hard to tell. I don't think there's really anything there. But we do know that Kappa consider themselves friends to humans. So let's assume you're not Reimu and Marisa. You could probably... It could be a show, though. I'm going to put her here based on that. I think it's debatable. It's not debatable if you don't look at any of the fighting games, but with the fighting games, it is debatable. And the only reason I could say that with the fighting games is because Nitori's interaction with humans is kind of unknown, because we only really see her interact with other non-human species, and Reimu and Marisa are special exceptions. Same with Sakuya and Yomu, but she didn't actually interact with Sakuya or Yomu or Snai in the fighting games. But they probably had some form of interaction in, what do you call it, in literature. But also, Yomu and Snai aren't properly full human. I don't even know if she's interacted with Sumireko. She might have, because just because they're in the same fighting game doesn't mean they had story interaction. I don't remember if she did, though. She probably did. No idea what she said in that. That could be her only information. But she might have, like... again, Sumireko's not like a regular human, is the thing. So if they just met... I don't know. There's all kinds of circumstances to consider here. There's a lot of things to circumstances here, but I'm gonna put it here because I think that with Mountain of Faith alone, it's clearly that. but even without Mountain of Faith, it's shakeable on that, but it's still not completely dismissible. So I think there's more weight to put there. Stinky. Stinky music. We're gonna dig a hole, boys. Miji. Now, Miji's a character we don't have a lot of information on. Doesn't mean there's zero. She did get an article where she talks about shogi she plays. But it's still really hard to get a feel for her personality. Tengu aren't exactly friendly. They're not exactly friendly to humans. So, it wouldn't be a blunt turn down. It would either be a what, or it would be barely a reaction. No, I think what's probably fine. I think what's probably fine. Momiji can kind of swing a couple different ways based on how you think about her. But I think the most likely reaction based on what I think of her is that if you just ran up to her, because if you met her on the mountain, it's because you went somewhere you weren't supposed to be, you know? You went somewhere you weren't supposed to be looking for her, and then you run into her, and then you go Baba Booey, and she's just like, what? Like, it'd be different if you kind of met her on the path, I guess. But you're only really going to run into Momiji if you're actively breaking mountain rules. In which case, she'll just be baffled that you went out of your way to find her and do that. So, it wouldn't be barely a reaction because what you did had enough impact to, like, actually get some attention. But it's still really confusing. Alright, Snai. Easy. Very easy. Very, very easy. Snai is, like, come on. She's pretty picturesque high school girl. If anyone has ever seen any anime ever, you take the pretty long-haired high school girl and you talk about how everybody loves them, and then you get the scene at the behind the gym where somebody confesses to them and they go, sorry, I'm not interested in dating you. You know? It's everything. That's exactly it. Commits vehicular manslaughter is not it's not a group. Please, please. She's not gonna run you down. Like, literally. Come on now. Kaneko. Laughs. Laughs at you. Now, she wouldn't insult you because, you know, that's her faith on the line. But she would laugh at the notion of a human loving a god. Or she reacts like that comic. And then Frog. Laughs. Well, you want me to make a tier that says I know and just put Kaneko in it? No. I can't make a tier for her just for that. I love you. I know. No, they wouldn't insult you. Again, it's their faith on the line. Kaneko and Suiko wouldn't insult you, but they probably get a kick out of it because, you know. Alright, Kasume. Let's go to jail tier. That's easy. That's easily go to jail tier. Yam? Yam. Yam's very popular, very charismatic. Not used to humans, though. I'm gonna change this so it's it is guaranteed insults you. I'm thinking about it. Underworlders have different, you know, they have different values. They're a little different. She is popular in the underworld. We know that. She's quite popular down there. She's sociable. The underworld's idle. It's kind of made up, but point is that she is well known and she does have a bit of a... She does stand out a bit in that regard. But if a human just ran up to her and said, like spiders, I'd probably put her here. She would laugh and insult you because, you know, what she is. She's the Tsuchigumo. She can just, you know, she'll probably make some snide remarks about her her ability and then call you an idiot or something. But it's okay because you can brave the storm. Brave the storm and win her heart. Except in this scenario, no matter what you do, you can't win her heart. Damn, doesn't that just suck? Doesn't it suck to know that no matter what the outcome here, it's always a loss? We're just trying to figure out which one hurts the least. Parsi. Parsi's a funny one. I honestly believe Parsi would do this. I choose to believe that this is how Parsi would be. Because Parsi, according to Satori, Parsi's actually has a very kind heart. But she's a very jealous person. So if you just confess to her, she would probably get all hot and bothered. But then it would immediately turn into her, you know, her shtick. It would immediately turn into her stick. Her shtick. No. Yugi. Yugi's great, because Yugi definitely laughs at you. She definitely laughs, but I don't think she insults you. Because why would she insult you? If anything, she would admire your guts for running up to someone of her strength and size and being like, damn you, Poggy. So she would definitely, you know, she'd laugh, but it'd be a nice kind of, a big hearty laugh. And then she would refuse you because you are not manly enough. Don't worry about it. Satori? Oh, that's easy. No, not Bunnyland. Oh, love this music. There's no reaction. You would walk in and you would see her and she is just writing and she'd be like, okay, got it, you can leave now. And you'd be like, and then you just turn around and walk out dejectedly. You wouldn't even get the chance to shout it. She would just immediately know you're there. I mean, you could argue that that is her acknowledging it, but at the same time, she's definitely not being nice about it. There's barely a reaction. It's just enough to make it clear that, yes, she gets it. Now please leave. And it's like, oh. Don't cope. Satori belongs in the I know tier. A little literally, yes. She's quite literally belongs in the I know tier. We're gonna put her here. Now, Oren. Oren's a very sociable gal. I think she's very sociable. She's very, you know, and she does go above the surface pretty often nowadays. Although, she's a weird fucking cat, so maybe a lot of people don't confess to her, but I think she's got quite a head on her shoulders, and she wouldn't get rattled by a lot. That said, she does kind of get the short end of the stick a lot in CDS. I liked when she got insulted by Yukari and Yuyiko, and she stuck out her tongue at them and then ran away crying. I was like, oh. So she's not like a genius. She's emotional. But I feel like a random dude running up to her being like, yo, you Poggy, wouldn't just, you know, that wouldn't really elicit a huge response from her. Oku. Now, Oku is an easy one to explain. Because she understands like and love and that, but she doesn't understand what you mean by it. She holds those words in relation to her family. And then Koishi. Koishi can't. She can't. She doesn't understand. Like, she can't understand. Kind of sad. Kind of unfort. Very unfort. No, it just doesn't work. I actually read a doujin like that when I was doing research for the shipping video. I read a doujin about Kokoro and Koishi and how like they were getting along, having a great time, and then Kokoro realizes that Koishi can't actually remember any of the time she spends with her, and she feels extremely heartbroken that no matter what they do, Koishi will always forget it. And it's just like, oh, Koishi is incapable of loving her back. And it's like, oh, that's sad. And it just ends with them getting ready to fight again. Kokoro's heart has been shattered. Her Kokoro is on the floor in pieces. And Koishi is shrimp fried. Well, that's her whole character. That's what Koishi is. Koishi is a being that acts on pure subconscious level. She's incapable of loving and being loved. That's right there in her profile. It's right there in her profile. She literally cannot understand what you mean. It is impossible. That doujin was sad. It was pretty good though, but it was sad. Alright. We're moving on. Rat. See, no one in this game is going to kill you because they belong to the Myoden Temple faction. So let's get that out of the way right now. No one's going to kill you. But Nazarin is definitely the one that's most likely to just completely brush you aside. No cheese. You have no cheese. You can't cheese to meet her, okay? If you hit her with the cheese to meet you, you're getting stabbed by her dowsing rod. Alright, Kogasi. Hey, Kogasi's great. We're gonna put her here. We're gonna put her here because she surprises you and then you surprise her. And then she comes to her senses. But I like to believe that Kogasi is very impressionable. You know, like she's very pure-hearted. And it's very easy to rattle her with simple things. Now this is good. I'm gonna put her here, but then Unzan kills you. So Ichiden, again, all the Myoden Temple is probably gonna fall under some kind of category. Now Unzan's funny, because Unzan is very shy. He only uses he doesn't really like talk to anybody but Ichiden. So if you confess to him, he would probably give you very little reaction, but he would probably use Ichiden as his proxy to turn you down. So it's kind of like what would you call it? What would you call it? Not, I guess, an exception? I don't know. Marisa. Now, Mirasa's gonna laugh at you. She's gonna laugh at you because she's a bit of a... She's not as polite as the other girls. Sho is very easy. Sho and Byakunin are both very easy. Like... Seeing chat cope like this. They be coping hard. Both of these two would 100% just politely turn you down. Very easily. Very easily. Very easily. Oh, that trumpet's a little stinky. Ooh, that's good. Shanghai Tea House. Niue. Niue's not gonna kill you. She's definitely gonna laugh at you. She's definitely gonna laugh at you and insult you. Alright, Kyoko. I love Kyoko. You're going right here. Yep. Gyate, gyate. You're going right here. Sega. Oh, God. Oh, God. Why would Sega kill you, though? I don't think Sega would kill you. Here's how Sega works, chat. Sega takes an interest in things herself. And she's dangerous when she takes an interest in you. But if you just don't provide any entertainment, she gets bored and leaves you alone. If you run up to her first and you confess to her, she might find entertainment value in you, in which case you might die. But at the same time, this hypothetical confirms that she's going to turn you down. So she's not going to find you interesting. So you're not going to die. She's already married. She was married, bro. She was. Her husband is definitely not alive anymore. She is fair game, but you don't have a shot anyway. Everybody in this universe is fair game, even though some of them got their freaky on at some point in their life. Actually, I don't know about the Watatskis, but I wouldn't want to stick anything near them. She kills you and you become a Jiangxi. That's cool. That's cool, huh? She's dangerous. She's dangerous. I don't think you die, chat. She only kills you. I think she only kills you if you're interesting, but you're not interesting. So instead, she just laughs at you. I don't think she insults you. Maybe she would insult you in the sense that she might call you a cute little boy. You know, because that's the kind of character this fucker is. No, I don't think she ignores you. She would probably find your initial confession interesting, and she might stick around. But she's obviously saying no. But she's not gonna, like, just not react to it. Because her whole MO in life is to just find things that entertain her and interest her and, you know, take them for herself. She's kind of she's not really a villain, is the thing. Sega's a weird character because she's not a villain, but she is extremely selfish. She lives for herself, and only for herself. Her deeds have pretty much removed any chance that she had to ascend into heaven, but she doesn't care. She doesn't care. She just lives the rest of her life dodging, like, messengers from hell and just doing what she wants. She lives a very free-spirited life. Just taking what she wants. Again, Aku warns specifically that she's dangerous if she's interested in you, but if you give her no reason to be interested, she'll leave you alone. So, she will not pay you any mind if you are not interesting. And sorry, John, but you are not interesting enough for her to say yes. But your confession may start something dangerous, in which case you may die. But for the initial reaction, she's not going to kill you. That's the important thing. This is for the initial reaction, chat. Which means Ruma probably wouldn't kill you either. But I like the idea of her killing you. I mean, what? I didn't say that. What does that mean? Tojiko. Tojiko is married. Tojiko is not going to give you any real reaction. Tad, did you know that my emotes aren't loading on my chat again, so I can't see any of this? Your emotes? All I see are words. All I see are words. Futo. Futo's great. Turns you down in old speak. She would politely turn you down. But she would do it in her funny language. And Miko, blunt. Yep. Mamizo. Laughs and insults. I don't think her insult would be that hefty, but I think she would probably sneak in some words. She would sneak in some words. Wagasaki. Wagasaki's great. She's going here. Seki Banki. Seki Banki I don't think would laugh, but she would probably insult you. She's very, she's kind of a loner and she's kind of rude as well. I don't think you'd be able to catch her. Maybe you would. Hard to say. But she's kind of mean. You know what? I'm going to put her here. I'm going to put her in the what tier. Because I don't think she'd laugh at you. I think she would probably say something mean to you, but she would say that anyway. I wouldn't say she wouldn't give you a reaction because anyone running up to her and doing that would be out of left field for her. So I think this is a good middle ground. We put her here. Kagero. Kagero's definitely here like Wagasaki. Definitely up here. Let me think about that. Maybe not like that. See, Wagasaki is very docile. She's very passive, so it'd be easier to catch her with that. Kagero's is still kind of like, you know, she's still passive. Not as much as Waggy, but I feel like she's more experienced with people, so she wouldn't be caught off guard by something like that. Or maybe she would. Hard to say. I think it's hard to say. It's either or. It depends how you feel. If you feel like she doesn't interact with people very much, or like her attitude towards her own like issues regarding like her shedding or whatever. Like imagine you caught her when she was shedding, or like a full moon. She gets scary. She kicks you. She scares you away. But if you ran up to her and said, "I love you" when you're hairy, she probably wouldn't. You know, she'd probably kill. No, she wouldn't kill you. She wouldn't kill you, but that would definitely be a don't pick that dialogue option. That leads to the bad end. That's the bad end option. Don't pick that one. Alright, we're going to Ben and her sister. Politely turns you down. Laughs at you. Now, streamer, why did you think this? Okay, so here's my opinion. Ben has always struck me as the calm, cool, serene type. You know? So she's pretty no nonsense to an extent. And Yatsuhashi is just a regular fucking girl. That's my opinion. She's just a regular girl. So she would just laugh. But she's not a human, so she would just laugh at you. That's all. Streamer, I am the biggest Yatsuhashi fan in the world. Let me tell you right now that is not how this would go down. Alright. Alright, I'll play your game. You want to play that game? Let's play that game. Yatsuhashi. Touhou. Wow. Yatsuhashi. Personality. Yatsuhashi plays the role of the reckless and hot-blooded little sister. Oh, how about that? Reckless and hot-blooded. So what do the reckless and hot-blooded characters tend to do when they are met with a situation that they are not necessarily ready for? I wonder what they do. 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 How about that? In contrast with her more mature big sister. However, they both dream of a utopia where tools can move freely without the need of yokai or humans using them. Dreamer, I can't believe you went to the Touhou wiki to verify your opinions on Touhou characters. Well, where else did you want me to go? Huh? Where's the main source? Oh, you know what is the main source? The fucking omake. Bedman plays the part of cool grown-up older sister, and Yatsuhashi plays the part of the hot-blooded, reckless younger sister. Right there in the omake. It's right there in the omake. So I win. I win. Actually, streamer, I'm the leading authority on my favorite character because they're my favorite character because I didn't stand out enough by liking popular characters, so I chose to simp over an unpopular one so I could insert myself in every conversation about those characters. Oh, great. Love that. That's fantastic. Whatever. What did Yatsuhashi do to you? Nothing. She's just really basic. Her like, just everything about her is very generic. It's just kind of unfortunate. It's not like she's a bad character. I just think, like, her design is simple. She's just a girl. Like, she's got a hairband, short-ish, like, brown hair. Her outfit's decent, but, like, she doesn't really, like, there's a reason why people refer to her as Ben's sister. It's not because her name is hard to remember. It's because she doesn't stand out on her own. So she's just Ben's sister, because Ben stands out more. Alright, Seija. Oh, this is a good one. I've been waiting for this tier, chat. I've been fucking waiting for this tier. Ew. This is a good tier. That's a good tier. The worst she can say is no. Ew. She would do it. See, Seija is a master at hurting your feelings. Now, the other characters will say something to insult you a little bit. But, like, Seija knows. If she just says ew, that's gonna fucking break you. Shimmy. I don't know, actually. Shimmy's a weird one. Shimmy is a weird one. I don't have a good read on Shimmy's personality at all. Probably because I don't like her that much. Would you go to jail for an inchling? I don't think you would, because she can make herself large. And she can drink sake. I think she'd get angry. I don't know. I actually don't have a good opinion on this. I can't. What the? Who are you people? What the fuck? Why am I getting a million messages? Am I getting spammed? Why did I just have 5 different numbers? What the hell is going on here? Get rid of that. No, remove them! Who are you people? Oh god. Alright. Whatever. I don't know, chat. I actually don't know. I have no information for this. I don't have enough information for Shimmy. I don't know. I'm gonna put her here, though. I'm just gonna put her here. I actually don't know. Raiko. Raiko's awesome. I consider her to be in the same vein as Komachi and Marisa. No. Nope. Nope. Yeah. Alright, Satan. Moon people with attitudes. Okay, I don't know if Satan would laugh at you, but she would definitely insult you. You dirty rat. You dirty fucking rat. Ringo? I think Ringo's chill. I think Ringo's chill. She would just take a bite at her dongo and just be like, not happening, bruh. And just continue eating. Like, she'd just get right to the point. Nah, bruh. Ain't a thing. Won't be happening. All in the bite of a single dongo. Why would she insult me? That's one less customer for her shop. Oh my god. Oh, what is blood saying? Skull emoji, skull emoji, skull emoji. Imagine walking into a Starbucks and telling the barista you love them. And they're like, dude, that's creepy. And you go, you just lost a customer! And then you leave and never go back to that Starbucks. You think that barista gives a fuck? Come on now. But you think Satan's gonna put up with your weird behavior just so you could probably get one more customer for her dongos? Okay, why is Ringo so high up in comparison? Because Ringo is very chill. You know how she is about the fucking humans. She's got her Lunarian pure air freshener device bullshit, whatever that was. But Ringo's like not gonna be mean about it, but she's just gonna get right to the point. She's just gonna tell you no. But Satan's gonna mix in some words that involve the word human or earthling. Remember, to a Lunarian, the word earthling is like a slur. They love tossing that word around. They love it. But Ringo, like, even in Ringo's portrait in 15, she's literally just eating her food. Like, she's just fucking doing whatever. Like, she's just getting to the point of it. Alright, Doremi. Where's Doremi going? Doremi just laughs at you. Doremi laughs at you. Plain and simple. She gets a little hee hee ha ha. Sagume. Oh, that's great. No reaction. Very easily no reaction. Clown? Clown doesn't understand what you mean. I could put her in the die tier, but we're gonna put her here. She does not understand what you mean. Junko. I think Junko is here. I think Junko is here. And I think Hikatia is here as well. But their attitudes towards it are different. See, Junko is kind of like Byakuren and Show level of politeness, where they just, you know, they just say sorry, not happening. But I feel like Hikatia, Raiko, Komachi, Marisa, they're kind of, there's a little more theatrics to it. It's not as polite. It's still polite, but, you know, then maybe they got a laugh out of it or something. But they're not like lamowing on your ass, you know? They're not like snickering. They're not hee hee ha ha. They're just kind of like, It's kind of like, haha, good one. Alright, it's not happening though. Sorry, brother. Larva. That's a bug. Larva would understand what you mean. I think she would just turn you down normally. I don't think Nemuno would kill you. I think she would be in the blunt category. She's gonna go right here. She'll just turn you down and tell you to get off her fucking property. Alright. And on. We love on. Although I'm gonna put her here. I'm putting her here. Because On loves Reimu and she loves Sanai. She loves shrines. So, you know, when you say you love her, she just interprets that as you love the Hakurei shrine. She's like, yeah! She doesn't get it. She doesn't get it. Narumi. Narumi's got attitude. But if you were fine about it, you know, you'd probably, you know, you get that. Mai and Satono? Oh god, who the fuck knows, dude? No human in the world knows. Oh my, you're such a scatterbrain. That's the green one. The green one's the airhead. I'm putting them both here because I don't care enough to deliberate on this. They both go here. They laugh and... You know what? You ask them out and they say hell no and then they fucking Fortnite on your ass. Could you imagine? You just ask them out and then they just start flossing and the other one like fucking jumps out of your back and they form a circle around you. So you just crumble down to your knees and put your hands in your head and there's just two of these girls in the middle of the fucking street just going, no. And then, you know, that's your legacy. You'll be remembered in the human village forever as the guy who got flossed on by two girls who rejected you. And then what do? Continue living against Sokyo? No, you go to Reimu and tell her to send me home. It could never be that bad. Hit him with the white people can't dance. What if they Carlton? Oh, that'd be great. Imagine if they Carlton on your ass. That'd be some good shit. They can do any dance. It would be quite unusual. Okina. Logic dictates we put her with the other sage. I don't know about her though. She's a weird one. Oh, she's a bit of a weird character. She might find you interesting for approaching her. In which case you die because you get turned into one of her fucking dancers. But you don't die. But you basically die. Eika. Oh, that's jail. Oh, that's beyond jail. Let us go directly to hell. Urumi is a mom. Kutaka, I think you could rile her up. She seems pretty excitable. You could probably rile her up. Yashie, easy. Yashie is not giving you any reaction. She's not even gonna laugh at you, dude. She's not gonna insult you or anything. She's just not gonna react to your words. Not happening. Same with Mayumi. Mayumi's not gonna react. Ooh, the neo-traditionalism of Japan version of heartfelt fancy. Keiki. Keiki's not gonna insult you because she loves humans. She's not gonna laugh at you either. I mean, I don't know. I feel like given her position in the human realm, if a human did something like that, it would be kind of different. Because it's not like Faith. Like, maybe it's not fair to say that with Kaneko there. Maybe that's not fair to say, because Kaneko and Suwako are in a similar vein where... But Keigi's a little different, I think, because they're human spirits, not necessarily humans themselves. You could probably argue it either or. But I'm going to leave it alone. Saki? Is that a die moment? No. She would definitely react. Oh, she would definitely react. She would laugh and insult you. She'd call you a weak boy. Very weak boy. Cats. You know what? Based on Michael's rough history, if you ran up to her and told her that you loved her, you could probably catch her off guard. You could probably catch her off guard. Now, again, Kappa are friends of humans, so there wouldn't be an inherently negative reaction. But I'd probably put it here. You know, maintain business. Maintain, you know, a professional relationship. Sanyo, I don't know anything about Sanyo. She wouldn't kill you. You know what? I'm gonna put her here. I'm gonna put her here. Based on her experience, she would barely get any reaction out of it. Misamaru? I don't fucking care about Misamaru, dude. Who cares about Misamaru? Stick her in the polite category. Tsukasa? That's an E tier. That's an E tier. But maybe not. It all depends. It kind of depends. If she has no interest in you, yeah, you're getting EO'd out of there. But if she can, you know, latch on and be like, hey, you want to make a quick dollary do? Then, you know, then you die. Megumu. Pecking order. She's high up it. Shimada. Gods are usually pretty nice. I'll put her here. I'm gonna put her here. Starting to think I can move Kaneko and Suiko up to politely. Whatever. Momoyo? Momoyo definitely laughs at you. She definitely laughs at you. Monkey. Does the monkey laugh? I don't think the monkey laughs at you. You're not gonna die. See, we're at the point where the characters, there's not a lot information on them. I'm gonna put her here because I like the idea of the monkey. Enoko? Hitsugashira. I don't really know. I don't really know. I don't think she'd laugh at you. Play it safe. Die. That's a die. That's a die. And then Zanmu. No reaction. Would she though? Bro, she would jab you with her fucking needle and take your blood. Or you'd pass out from her stench. Hisami would just be like, that's nice, hun, and then drag you to hell. So yeah, you would die. Oh, that's true, actually. Yes. Hisami is also die, or Zamu is die, because if you did that, Hisami would kill you. Good. Alright, Suika. Suika, just like her other Oni, laughs. No. No. Dewey! Alright. Iku politely turns you down. Tenshi, that's an U tier. It's Tensoku, inanimate object. Hitate. Hitate's an interesting one because she's a lot less, like... I think she's a lot less, the fact that she's a lot less, like, you know, she's more introverted than the others, you could probably throw her off. You could probably catch her off guard with that. But not Aya or Megumu. Megumu's too full of herself, and Aya's too experienced with people in general. Hitate is so reclusive that she wouldn't be ready for it. Luna. Just put all the fairies. Put all the fairies here. Star understands. Star understands. Not gonna fly here. She'll say something so awful that your heart will stop. She's like Neko Arc. Actually, chat, when you really think about it, Orin is our Neko Arc, isn't she? That cat, ooh, that cat be up in all kinds of business, all over the place. That's our Neko Arc right there. Kokoro, learning emotions. Jun, that's easy. Ew. Shia wouldn't be ready for it. You must definitely laugh at your ass. Aku. Aku is a polite decline. No reaction. What is this Earthman doing? What's this? This is the best tier list I've ever made. Put the bunny up here, not because I like her, because she's a basic bitch. Kasen, easy. Renosuke? That's another polite decline. Tokiko laughs and insults you. Footsteps? No. No. Ooh, that's pretty good. She knows emotions, she just can't emote. Well, kind of. She doesn't know what emotions are in her debut game. She's learning them. She's never experienced love properly. So, you know, that's just so we're putting her there. Kosasi, here. Fortune teller, he's dead. Well, I mean, he doesn't go in the die tier. No, the fortune teller's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He's gonna laugh at you, though. Mioi? Fake lady. Yep, that's a die. And then the last two, so easy. Bing, bang. There you go. This is the quintessential, definitive, uncontestable list of how characters would react. And what do we have? In the top corner, we have the characters who would react positively, but you would still, you know, you would still get rejected. These characters share a common idea, is that they're not used to such things, so you'd catch them off guard with your words. Just long enough to see a reaction. It's kind of sad though, because it's like, oh look, Shion. Shion was not used to anyone loving her. Yep. Then you have Kozusu, who's just an innocent girl. So she would just react like that anyway, because she's so pure of heart. Characters like that. In the next and most common tier. Politely declining. Simply as it sounds. Character simply bows, says sorry, no, and then moves on with their life. And these characters, the way they go about it can range from very polite to maybe a little bit of a playful reaction, a small laugh, and then a turn down. But not a laugh like that goes on too long or is mean-spirited. So that's why there's a mix. There's a lot of different characters in here. I think a lot of Touhou characters are very mature in general, so they can handle situations like that. And then you have the blunt characters. These are the characters that will cut right to the heart of it, turn you down, send you on your way, but they're not trying to be mean about it. Characters like this are the ones who are a little more aloof, less sociable, more direct, and then you got Hina. I made a whole story for Hina. And doesn't understand what you mean. So these are just characters that don't fully understand what you're saying. By that I mean the romantic interest isn't really getting across to them for one reason or another. So it's not necessarily, like, Koishi is the most literal example. But for the most part, you're just not getting through to them. Then you have the what tier. These are the characters that they wouldn't insult you, but they would be baffled. They would be baffled enough given the situation. And I think this fits pretty well. And again, I crafted a whole scenario for Miji, and Sekibanki was kind of like fit in a couple different places, but I think what fit the most in terms of middle ground. And laughs. So these are the characters that just kind of laugh at you. Now, it's not inherently a bad thing. It can be. More of them will laugh at you and it will feel kind of bad. But Yuyuko and Yuyuko and Yukari and Kaguya and, you know, Kanako and Suwako, they would kind of snicker at you for sure. You know, about it. Yugi and Suiko would laugh heartily about it. And they would probably, you know, it would make a hell of a first impression. So you might be good on that. Marisa would laugh, maybe just a little too long that it feels uncomfortable. Seiga would laugh at you. Yatsuhashi, I think, would laugh at you. Doremi, I don't really know. I don't think she'd laugh, but she'd probably just look at you with that face of hers, and it would feel like she's laughing at you, so it wouldn't feel good. Momoyo would laugh, kind of like an Oni would. Fortune teller, I don't know. And Okina, I don't know. And laughs and insults you. So this is when the character, they laugh at you and then they say something kind of, like, mean. They insult you for your standing. Maybe it's because you're a human. Maybe it's because you're a weirdo. Maybe it's because you're a creep. Whatever they can think of, they're gonna throw words at you that hurt your feelings after they laugh at you. So they've already like injured your pride, but now they're digging into it. And damage may vary. Some might let you go with a snide remark. Some might, they might tell all their friends, and then you'll be the laughingstock of the entire forest. Damn, that's a shame. Arrest you for harassment. We have the cop and the judge. See, that tier didn't just exist for Kotohime. We had a plan all along, boys. So barely a reaction. So these are the characters that just don't really... They don't acknowledge what you said. They understand you said it, but they don't acknowledge it. Or they barely acknowledge it. So characters like Pachi, Sakuya, and Ron will just... you can say it and they'll just whatever. They won't even give so much as like a nod. Then you have Aya. Aya's a bit interesting because in Aya's case, I feel like she wouldn't ignore it, but she would. I mean, she would ignore it, but she wouldn't do so in a way like all the others would. She would do it by moving the conversation along and just completely removing the whole conversation from that. She'll never let you really get to say it. And it makes it abundantly clear she has no interest in talking about it. So it's like, oh, damn. So Tori already knows, so you can't do anything to her. Nazarin's a bit of a weird one. She's definitely debatable. But I like my Nazarin to be very stubborn and not very friendly. Unzan's a shy boy. Tojiko's Tojiko. Sagame can't speak. Yashie, Mayumi, Sanyo, the moon, Then you have peak emotional damage, the Ew tier. These are 4 characters that if you said you liked them, they would probably take a step back. They would go ew, and it would really hurt. Now, obviously, if you had money, Jun would react differently, but you are not John Richman. You are John Everyman. Tsukasa is a little debatable, maybe. Tenchi can be debatable depending on how you view her. But I feel like if a commoner, aka John here, went up to her and was like, I love you, she'd just be like, what? She'd be taken aback, but not in a good way. What does this fucking earthling want with me? And then you have the go to jail tier. These are characters that are not legal. 2 of them are, well, Sumireko's a teenager. Chiuri's a teenager. Alice is modeled after SMT Alice. Kasume is a little girl in a bucket. And Eika is, she's a little girl in the Sinokawa. That's, those are danger. Those danger zone. And then you have Die, which are characters that you say, I love you, and you die. So, Ruma is obviously debatable. She's mostly just there for fun. She's mostly just there for fun, where she just eats you. Mai I can actually see doing something dangerous to you. Gengetsu and Mugetsu, I just think they're dangerous in general. Medicine can be dangerous. Chiari, I mean, she just smells like death. Hisami would just drag you into hell after your conversation. Hisami would kill you after your conversation with Zanmu. Star, okay. It's more of a joke than anything for Star, but there's something about Star that sticks out from the other fairies. She feels very dangerous. So she might just, she might Neko arc your mailbox, that's all. And then Mia Deguchi, who, don't worry guys, she's going to get her redemption arc, Copium Copium. She's going to be a great character by the end of CDS, it's going to happen. She'll just kill you. I mean, she'll insult you and go ew. And then she'd kill you. An animate object is an object that is inanimate. So it can't respond to your feelings. And then not enough information. Which is basically the entire cast of Highly Responsive to Prayers minus Mima. And I guess Reimu if you want to split hairs. Because there's literally no information on the characters outside of their name and what they look like in the game. So any category they're put into is pure speculation. Which means you cannot fucking argue that they belong somewhere. Alright? That said, I did put characters like Orange in places, because Orange did at least have, like, some form of characterization. but not very much. But it's still better than literally nothing. Well, there you go, chat. Hope you enjoyed. Did you agree? Did you disagree? Feel free to go in the comments and write a massive paragraph that I will not read because it starts with insulting me. That's a good way to make the streamer read your comment, by the way. Is make the first sentence an insult. It really makes you want to click the read more and be like, yep, I sure am an idiot. Yep, I am a certified dumbass. Thank you for your enlightening comment, chat member. No, if you start your comment like that, or if your comment gets boring, then damn, I stopped reading it. Don't make your comment boring. Make it interesting. Just saying, otherwise it's you who wasted time, not me. Oops, dry. Oh god. Ah! Ow. Damn it. I'm good. Anyway, chat, I hope you enjoyed our little game. This idea came to me, and I'm glad we could do it because it was fun. And now you can all go home because it's over. Hope you enjoyed. Maybe I'll think of something else in the future. Who knows? Goodbye.